Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Sky. Today's video is how I plan a trip. Let's get started. Alright guys, so let's jump right in. So when I'm first planning a trip, I always think about what kind of trip I want to have. Do I want to have a relaxed, leisurely vacation, or do I want to have a walking, sightseeing type of vacation? I pray about which one I should do. So after I do that and I got my answer, I think about what I want to do and what I want to see. I make sure that I book an accommodation that is close to the attraction that I'm most interested in seeing. That way I know for sure I'll get to that attraction no matter what. Because we all know as we travel and things change and plans change, but if you are right next to that point of interest that you really want to see, you know for sure that you'll get to it because it's right next to your accommodation. It's right next to where you're staying. So be sure that you book your accommodation close to, or at least in the vicinity of, your attraction that you are most interested in seeing. If you need help booking an accommodation, I use Airbnb, and I also have a video on it, on all about the bookings and the filters and stuff that I use. So I will link that in a card up above. If you're interested in Airbnb, you can save some money off your first booking when you use my referral link, which is always in my description box. Okay, so next you want to be sure that you do some research. So the most important research you want to do, I'll hit these points here in a sec. They are ground transportation. You want to be sure that you know what ground transportation is like in the country you are trying to visit. Is public transportation an option? Is Uber or Lyft in the country you're visiting? Things like that. I do have a video on how I navigate public transportation in a foreign country. I will link that video in a card up above. Consider making a list of the types of foods you want to try when you're abroad. I do this. I always like to look at where I'm staying and see what kind of restaurants or grocery stores are nearby, so I can have an idea on what I'll be eating and where I'll be eating. So do a little research on the kind of foods you want to try and possibly even make a list about them. Be sure to research current events happening in the country you wish to visit. You can do this by looking on Google, typing in the place you want to go and typing in news, or not typing in news, but clicking on the news button. Also go on the government website to see if there are any travel alerts for the country you're trying to visit, because sometimes there's restrictions and they have recommendations on whether or not you should go or not. And also if you need a visa to get there, and just like a lot of helpful information. So be sure to check the government website as well. While you're on Google, go ahead and do a 10-day weather search on the place you're visiting, so you can see the kind of weather they're having, so you can pack appropriately. And I do have a video on beginner travelers, and I have some packing tips in that video, so I'll link that one up above as well. When you go to book your flights, try to book a flight that will have you landing and you're in your destination around maybe 3 or so hours before your check-in time of your hotel or your Airbnb. That way when you land, you just have time just to go ahead and deplane, get to the airport, maybe get a bite to eat, and go straight to the place and just go ahead and check right in. A little tip when you're booking your flight and you're estimating your arrival time, yes, try to do it within a few hours of your check-in time at your Airbnb or your hotel. I try to not land at nighttime if I can avoid it, because especially for Airbnb in particular, because with the Airbnb, it's just someone's house or someone's apartment, so it's not as big and obvious as if you were staying at a hotel with a big sign saying, okay, here we are. It's just really tucked into a neighborhood or something, so it's a little more difficult to locate, and I don't want to do that navigating in the dark at nighttime. So I try to kind of get early flights, or at least flights that can get me to the destination within daylight hours. So when I'm trying to look for my Airbnb, I'm not doing it in the dark. Just a little tip there for when you're booking your flight. And also, when you do go for your flight, go early. Be super early, on time for everything. I do have a video on catching early morning flights, or just catching a flight in general. So I will link that video above if you're interested in tips on that. I do have a video on staying very safe while you're traveling. I'll link that video in a card in this video. Or you can find that video on my channel down below. Just click on my channel name and you can find all my videos there too. Alright guys, that wraps up my process on how I plan a trip. I hope this video kind of give you a little bit of guidance. So if you're booking like your first trip or some of your first trips, hopefully you can use this video as a reference to kind of guide you along, make sure you get everything, make sure you do all your research. But if you have anyone in your life that can benefit from this type of video, maybe your travel buddy, go ahead and share it. Also hit like if you liked the video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.